Yeah, we're equality here. It's equality.
It's just like if you're a
If I
female in
didn't
the
ask you
music
because you're a
industry.
woman, it wouldn't be
Nah,
equality.
nah, nah, nah. Oh, we got that on camera. That's amazing.
Anyone have anything on the brain?
No.
The relationship between music and visuals. Me and Steve were talking about it.
We were.
It's like, yeah, terrible
Yeah.
transition.
We'll start with
What do you
that.
mean the relationship between music and visuals? In like what sense?
Like, because I was just talking about how I'm essentially like planning my whole album, but like just as much as I'm like writing the songs, I'm like planning the visuals and like kind of just the relationship that visuals have to music and like the rollout and then like the marketing side of it, but then also just like the artist story side of it. I feel like if you're trying to portray any kind of concept, it's like impossible to do that without visuals. And just like because I'm trying to do like a whole concept album and like that whole thing. Like Logan, I'm very curious about like what you feel the value of like using visuals to market music. Like, is it necessary? Do you need it?
Absolutely. I don't think you can market anything in a digital age without visual assets. Because if you think
Facts.
about it, if you dumb it down to its simplest form and forget music or forget anything, just speaking just in terms of getting a product out there, how can you tell a story to somebody if they can't see it? You
Mm.
know what I mean? It isn't 1802 anymore, you know what I mean? Where the people only have the
1802 is crazy.
people don't
Do
have
they even
they
have
only get
like
the newspaper, like, so you couldn't.
pigeons? Was that a thing?
Yeah, like, that's it, is messenger pigeon. Now there's like messenger app, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
now you
There's
got
like
like
Facebook,
WhatsApp on your phone instead of a
Instagram.
pigeon.
So if you can't compete, you know what I mean, where you can't compare and you have to compare with everybody else, and everybody's doing visual content. Everybody.
Yeah, I think
Fact.
I,
I don't
I
think you
feel
can
like
sell anything without it.
I feel like yeah, we touched on that on the first episode briefly about like it's not just about like the game of being an artist isn't just about creating good music. It's about the whole package now of visuals that go along with it and like your image and everything and that goes along with
Yeah,
like the
the
visuals that carry it.
image.
Because there's a difference between just a person who makes like a musician who just makes music and an artist. At least I feel like an
Mhm.
artist is the whole embodiment from music and the whole image and brand versus just a
Believe it or not, I've had a couple of people in the last year, one just the other day here, and one a couple of months ago, like artists that like truly and they embodied it, but they truly had a love and passion for the creation of music,
Mhm.
but just came to a realization that they had no interest in playing the game that was required
Mm.
to play in the artist position, and they transitioned over into what I do. You know what I mean? And that's happened. Even my best, my director of talent relations, Jack, was an artist, and then
Really?
quickly realized that he could not Squid, but Jack quickly realized that he
You
could
got a lot of
channel.
like J names, Jags,
Well,
Jacobs.
Squid and Jack is Jack and Jack, Jack S and Jack F.
Jack and Jack is crazy.
So Jack S was an artist, and he had the passion for music and was like, why would I want to go dance around on stage, you know what I mean, when I can get my passion out, through helping other people.
Yeah.
And I recommend anybody, if you're an artist and you don't want to play that game, pick another part of the industry. But, if you want to
That's a good
be
creative director job, I feel like.
yeah, if you want to be the guy though, you want to be the man, you want to get booked and all that, you have to do all the content and all that, or it's just not going to happen. And people are realizing that slowly but surely. Even
I
the
mean, even
Yeah,
outside
everybody
of,
does it.
yeah,
I think Steve could touch on this pretty good. Even outside of just being an artist, like everything visually, any brand from hot sauce and workout supplements to being an artist, like the visuals carry like everything. It's from commercials, even like before social media and stuff. It was TV commercials. It was like you said, newspapers. It was whatever you put on your pigeon that you flew across town. You had to have something to carry along to because I don't know. I feel like human beings are very like a visual.
Visuals,
We're
yeah.
visual beings.
I feel like I like that you like mentioned commercials because I feel like if really big brands spend like millions of dollars on like visual ads to sell their product, and if you're an artist and music is your product, and as you were saying, like if you're an artist, like you yourself are the product, it's like inevitable for you to have to put yourself, the product, on video to put it out to the world the same way that these companies have to put their product in front of a camera to blast it out to the masses. So it's like a good connection.
No, I agree, 100%. I mean, yeah, it's like the cliche thing. Like McDonald's still runs billboards and commercials, and they're everywhere. It's
yeah.
like
I mean,
the
they're not running those billboards because they're thinking that oh my God, we're gonna run this billboard and sell 1 million hamburgers. They're running the billboard in hopes that when you see that billboard and then drive by the store,
Yeah, they're playing mind games.
whatever happens in
McDonald's
that,
is
you know
playing
what I
mind games.
mean?
They're not even advertising to you anymore. This is just to like, so
Just
you
putting
see
it in front of you, you
Yeah, and
know?
then just smell the French fries, and then the apps, and it's like they promote to you.
I
Yeah,
love
they're
McDonald's.
beyond
I think it's a
ads.
great place. Great place to be.
Like food
Yikes.
wise, or like what do you mean great? Like great environment, like just to hang out there. Like I'll catch you on a Sunday, just literally
like
just
you might
hanging out in a
you
local
might
McDonald's.
you might see me at the Fairfield McDonald's, backed all the way into the corner spot, enjoying a nice
Just,
Big Mac plain,
I just watched
no
the
lettuce,
on
no
the
mac
Super
sauce.
Size
No
Me guy. I was just
lettuce?
watching a long ass video
But
on
no,
that.
it's always quality, It's just they've really got it figured out. Like I look at
I
them
think
and I'm
Logan's
like,
might have a McDonald's sponsorship. He's
and I'm
not
like,
telling
Yeah,
us
what's
about.
going
this
on
is
right now?
how I want to run my business. I want it to be
From
like
a business
McDonald's, you know what I
standpoint.
mean?
Because
Like,
like they've like really like commercialized consistency, which
right,
is
like
something that's so hard. Like
it's
you can go
crazy.
to at McDonald's
You
anywhere
can
and
go
you know what you're gonna get.
anywhere and you can get the same thing, and if it's not right, they'll do it again.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
He's like,
where
this is my kind of
how many
service.
places can you in today's day and age, how many
Yeah.
places can you really go, and multiple locations spanning different states,
Yeah.
and with the exception of employee anger,
Just
in
just
certain
disparity,
areas, you know,
discrepancies.
in a normal McDonald's with normal people working there, you know what I mean, that are,
It's regular.
excited to work, they're gonna make it again. They're gonna
Yeah.
make sure that it's perfect. And that's like, I don't know, just from a very basic standpoint. I'm rambling at this point,
I was gonna say, have you ever had McDonald's in Indiana?
but no.
Because
yeah.
I'm
it's
going
probably.
it's not good out
Weekend.
there. It's
Oh,
definitely
really?
not the
Probably.
same.
I mean, I would be surprised if I've never had but before going to this McDonald's over here, my order was a number 9, 2 cheeseburgers, but then I switched to the Big Mac because that's one less bun.
Yeah, I was gonna say
For
it's the same thing.
just
it's
one
just
less
one.
bun.
Well, you know
So
nothing about this.
No, I have.
Speaking a
When
different
I go to
language.
McDonald's, I get fries. Like
yeah,
being
I mean, me
vegan,
too.
like fast food is out of your
Oh,
life.
you're a vegan?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So like
How
when
long
you
has that been
go,
going on?
I want to say since I was like 9.
Oh wow. Oh, I thought you were gonna say 9.
No,
I'd be
no.
like, wow.
My parents wouldn't let me be. I wanted to be vegetarian when I was in like
Mhm.
grade school.
What's the
Like
difference
third,
between
fourth grade.
a vegan and a vegetarian?
So a vegan doesn't eat anything from an animal, period, point blank. So dairy, eggs.
And a
A
vegetarian will.
vegetarian just doesn't eat meat. But like I don't really like using the term vegan because like vegans technically like don't consume honey because like that
Yeah.
comes from bees and like I fuck bees. Like nah. I like to say plant based. But yeah, that's like the main difference. I wanted to be a vegetarian when I was in like third, fourth grade, and my mom straight up was like, "We're not cooking you different food." Like no.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Dang." And then I wanted to be vegan when I was like 19, but I still lived at home, and I was like, "Oh wait, like that." But like going vegan taught me so much because like that was the first time in my life that I was like, "Yo, I could make a decision and like nobody can like tell me not." Like I realized how much control I really had, even though like I lived in my parents' house. I was like, "Y'all can't make me like chew food and swallow it. Like if I don't want to eat it, I'm not gonna eat it." And then my mom made me get my own mini fridge in my room. Yeah, and then I was like, meal prepping, going to the
Yeah,
grocery
little mini
store.
fridge of just vegetables and
No, I would go to Walmart and like meal prep dead ass for like $20 for the whole week. And I would get like sweet potatoes, like kale, white
you get a bunch of
rice.
Health
sides.
reasons or like animal cruelty reasons?
I would say the first is probably health. Like when I learned that like the food actually just wasn't even good for you. That's when I was like, bro, we're killing animals and killing ourselves at the same time. That's useless. And it's hurting the planet. Why? So then I was just like, I'm gonna just bow out of this one and go hang out with some
No
cows.
seafood either?
I've never liked seafood. Even like when I did like consume animal products, I never liked
Do you put seafood in the same box as we talked about this in the
This is
last
the
time
second
too?
episode Logan just brought up
Well,
seafood.
she wasn't here last
You
time.
guys love seafood. But people who love seafood, that's a thing. Like you're gonna know.
Do you
if
put the
somebody likes
seafood like the shrimp harvesting and the lobster harvesting in the same box as the cow slaughtering?
Yikes.
Or like the chicken, you know what I mean? Like do you
The
put
chicken
like
industry is
sea
crazy.
creatures,
Right.
like a salmon, like
Yeah.
in the same box as the?
I mean,
Because I like meat like the next guy, but I also enjoy
Yeah.
animals. You know what I mean? So I can,
I don't know a lot of like.
but I never understood the fish part.
Yeah,
Well,
I
like,
feel like
relating
land
it to-
animals are like more conscious than sea
Yeah.
animals. Like I'm pretty sure, but I feel like it's still just kind of like anything that's like living and breathing. Like I feel bad. Like me personally, I'm like, oh.
With the exception of the bees.
Yeah, bees can sting you. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
nah, fuck
But,
you.
like-
Fuck all bees. Even though we need them and like thank you guys for your service. Like, thank you to all
Thank you
bees.
guys for your service.
Completely off topic, or kind of on
Or
topic.
maybe, yeah,
Someone
bees
needs
is
to
No,
off
take
topic.
this
I was
off
gonna
topic.
say you should look more into sea animals because there are a lot of animals in the sea that are just as conscious as
Sea
us.
animals,
It's
yeah.
sea animals,
But
yeah, like
crustaceans, I don't
orcas,
know.
Crustaceans are like the
octopi.
rats of
Yeah,
the
like
ocean.
the
Yeah, they're the
cockroaches.
Yeah. They
Like
just
not even rats.
But see, then the question is, why do you even
like
want to
the
eat
rats
that?
are like the snails. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I mean, I think I probably said the same thing last time. I do enjoy me a good shrimp, lobster tail, shellfish, scallop. You want to know what's exciting? You know, I'll take it off topic. Before this ends up being that for this entire hour, we're already 14 minutes into that. This Massachusetts trip, definitely.
yes,
Trying to definitely
coordinate
put
that.
this
Yeah.
together. I'm trying to get us either Airbnb or a nice hotel or something. 4 nights.
You talking to Steve about it already?
No,
All right, so
Steve's
I think
here.
that's a
I love how
good.
this is happening
It's a
live
good
on the
update
podcast.
because so like
Yeah,
basically what you
yeah.
explained to me.
Trying to take us out to Massachusetts and do what we're doing there for like a couple days, like
Okay.
3-4 days,
Like we
3 nights, 4
pop up there.
days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leave Saturday night. I'm thinking that
Shoot like
we'll
some in the
get,
fields.
you know, get some in the
Oh, yeah.
fields with some of the hot artists out there. He was talking about how we could take a picture and print that out.
Yeah, if
of
we
the
get a
ra-
good
not of
the
this,
rap
but of the
rotations.
rap
If we get a
rotations.
good like banner made of the rap rotation while we
Yeah,
just
we could take
pop
that with
up
us.
wherever.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna try
get
and
some
find a
applications on
studio
the
to
go.
let us set up for a couple days to just shoot as many music videos and content packs as we can possibly get out there. Do some
Bring
ones with some
backdrops
artists
to
out
the
there for
B&B.
Yeah,
free.
literally, yeah,
Mm.
just
Sell some.
good remote Massachusetts.
Try
trip
and link with
doing what we
Millies.
do.
You know what I mean? Like just try and get some shit done. Try and link with the bigger artists out there. Get them on the platform.
Yeah, I think we're developing
Yeah.
a good system. I mean,
Like
yesterday,
July, like late July.
Cool. Works for me.
yeah, that'll be a good
Your
vlog.
stay will be free.
I mean, I think it's a good. I think we're building a good system. I mean, yesterday or today, I guess, was a good. Was like
Yeah.
a good, like we were saying, a good launch day. We had a lot drop that has been building over these last like 2 months, building, and now everything's finally rolling out with just connecting with Jake finally, and getting to work with, do some work for him, doing the rap rotations and having that run pretty smooth.
Yeah.
First two drops went
first
well.
two
I think
drops. One of
I
them's
think
got
you
like
said the
20K.
G-Fat ones, yeah, it's like
Has
18K.
almost 300 shares, something like that.
Dude, that's crazy for like a new platform.
Yeah, the rap rotation, yeah.
I
Success.
gotta get back on Instagram.
The rap rotations is. You're not on Instagram right now?
No, I am, but like I haven't like actively been like
okay.
on it, like to like see the people.
It was a busy
follow.
day today.
Huh?
Quite
Yeah,
active
busy.
I mean,
today.
the first episode of this dropped today.
Yeah. 2 rap rotations.
The
Two rare content.
clip. Yeah. I mean, the close technically went live because the podcast went live.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Dang, that's a lot of stuff. I mean, yeah, but like you said, it has been
And
like
then tomorrow
all, like,
there's
in the
2
works.
more. And then Wednesday there's 2
Yeah,
more.
rap rotations will
There's 2
shoot-
So is
every
it 2 a
day.
day for
Well,
rap rotation? Like that's
Monday
for,
through
like,
Friday. That's the schedule.
Yeah, weekdays
okay.
and then every
Because
Monday.
from the
there's-
block drops 3 times a day, 4 times a day. So if they can do 4, we
Yeah,
can do
on
2.
the radar, just be dropping like.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to pay homage to, you know?
Yeah.
Model after in a very positive and righteous way, you know? They definitely set the trend for these, and I think there's just speaking from an artist perspective, there's no limit to the amount of these platforms that you can do. There's no limit to the amount of these platforms there can be.
Yeah.
And
Sure, yeah, there's
it's
enough
like
room
the
for
wild,
everybody.
wild
'Cause
west.
it helps
once you do
everybody.
Yeah.
them,
If you're a big artist and you've done all of them in a month for your album, you can do
You're-
them again
yeah.
in like 4 months, but you can't do it again next week, you know?
Yeah.
So there needs to be platforms like ours because that helps balance the ecosystem. So long as we're
Mhm.
not, you know, trying to, you know, copy or maim or hurt the name of other platforms.
yeah, there's
then
no
there's no
competition.
harm, no foul.
Yeah,
you know?
between them.
Just like we said,
because-
we know who started it. We just acknowledged who started these things. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The two people at the top of this. And then Trash Mag would be an honorable mention.
No, yeah, I think that like platforms like this though, like there really can be infinite amounts of them because they're just they're just beneficial to both parties. Like it's good for the artist because you're getting promo. It's good for the platform because it's like you're bringing new eyes. Like that's how these platforms grow is because they have to get the reach of each artist that they use. So yeah, I think it's like cool of like creating like a new thing and I like the ecosystem because like if there's like so many big ones, like there's enough like little ones, like it doesn't make any sense. Like if there's just like this like huge just
None of
nothing
the
in the
guys
middle.
that don't have $2,000, you know what I mean, or you know, 2,500 to go on from the block of Trash Mag. You know, Gabe is completely editorial, like we're saying. You can't pay to go on his, but
I bet you that's
Um,
gonna be news to so many people that
No,
you
it
can't
definitely
pay to
is.
get on the
It
radar.
definitely is.
Whoa!
But if you ever see Gabe in person, ask him and he'll tell you.
Hot take.
You know,
what do
that's
you?
what that man himself will say to you.
Somebody's like texting like with a screenshot, like
Wait,
send
I
my
just paid
5K
you.
back,
I
bitch.
just paid you that.
I just what the bro? Yeah, somebody's about to get ran up
But
on
from
because
the
of that
block,
clip.
Trash Mag, they accept payment, which I think that you need that in the ecosystem too.
You
There
need
needs
all
to
the
be
different
some
levels of it.
platforms that you can just pay for to access their platform. So that way the smaller artists have a way to get to, because if all the big platforms you couldn't pay to get on there, then none of the small artists would be able to get on them.
Yeah,
And
so
then
you need
there would be a barrier that they couldn't
because
break through.
the smaller ones
You
can
know,
generate
you got to look at the radar like
people
the
who can
final
then
boss of these platforms. You know what I mean? Like you gotta
deadass.
go up against a couple other ones
Go on
before.
one of these free ones, one of these smaller
Yeah.
ones, go viral enough to
Right.
then be able to open the door to these other ones where you couldn't before. And also these platforms work good in the sense of like it helps eliminate one piece of content that an artist would have to make. If you can cycle through a bunch of platforms, you get
Like,
content
both
made for
artists
you.
today
And
were excited to
Yeah.
post that.
Yeah.
Steve, you're about to say something.
I was gonna
Okay?
say, what is the standard to be on the radar? Is it just that Gabe likes you, or he likes your music, or you
I
have a
don't know.
certain
I think they have
threshold
a
of
team of
followers?
people. I think if you can impress somebody on the team, I don't think it's a threshold of followers. I think it's a threshold of
Buzz, I feel like.
yeah, buzz
Probably,
is a
yeah.
good word for
Yeah,
it.
like that's always the thing about it's literally
You
called
have to
on
have
the
people that
radar.
care
Like,
about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't be up there if nobody cares about you. Like
I don't know. Like every time on the radar post now, I be on the in the comments because everyone is just like, bro. Like that's what people think you can pay to get on it because it just feels like who are these people? Like how do if you can't pay to get on the radar, but then you see someone who like doesn't have a following and you've never heard of their song is not doing well. It's like it comes back to what Steve said of like, yeah, well, what is like the how do you get on
yeah, I
this?
think buzz can also be really regional sometimes, and somebody
Yeah.
that's buzzing in
One
St. Paul,
area.
Minnesota, that might be one of the hottest artists out there. We might look at them like, who the hell is
Mhm.
that? There's people that
That's a
would
good
look at
point.
you like that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That would look at me like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's people that would look at me or you like we're all the way up here, you know
Mm.
what I mean? So I think that that's what a lot of it is. I think when your audience gets there, I mean, they have almost 800,000 followers. When your audience gets global like that, the threshold of who people know and who people don't. Like there's even artists like a Chicken Pea, you know what I mean? Like somebody like that that's like getting pretty big in the rap scene right now, but there's still a ton of people that don't know who that is that would leave
Yeah.
those
We were
type
just
of
talking about that the other
comments.
day.
But is they're still big in their own right. So I think that's really what it is. And now there are also they did do a tour in other cities that they did allow people to buy onto. So any of the
Mm.
ones that are not in New York, but New York has always been no pay.
See, then that's a little bit more explanatory of
Yeah.
like, so maybe some of those people that we saw on there that were a question mark was like,
Yeah, I mean, just go back and
was it
look and
on
see if it was the
tour? Was
tour or
it?
in person. And if it was in person too, there's many ways to get to them. They're not bougie. You just have to get to them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're
Yeah,
really
you
cute.
got-
And
It's
the
literally
only
3 dudes.
yeah.
It's 3 guys that run that whole
Oh,
shit,
there's
bro.
like 12 to 15 people up there now. But there's
Really?
like three main
Well,
decision
when you
makers
go
though.
there, yeah, it's not
Oh,
like
no,
some
when
huge
they're
team of
up there,
people.
it's huge now.
Wow.
I was up there last week. They had 12 people up there, like, and not artists. Like
Yeah, just
they
like
had
doing
two
shit.
people working the camera,
I was gonna say, did
two
they
people
move?
working
Because
the
it's pretty
boards.
small, like room.
No, it was packed.
Yeah, I was gonna say 12 people and
Yeah.
on the radar is gonna seem like a lot of
Maybe
people.
it was like 10 because I'm trying to think. It was two there, three, two, two, whatever that is. 2, 3, 2, 2. What's that?
Yeah,
But I mean,
plus
yeah,
you
at this
guys,
point, like when they're doing so many people a day, it's like, dang, you
six.
probably got to take shifts
It's
now.
3
You can't
sets of
just have
2.
9.
what?
3, 2,
Oh, you're saying
2,
3,
2.
2. Oh, okay.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, how do you have? Oh, all right.
9. Yeah, it was
Okay.
9 people in there. But they're great people. It's just about getting their attention in a positive way. One thing I know that they don't like is like people that like make the fact that it's hard to get on there out to be like it's some type of a joke, like
Mhm.
making it into a joke that like people can pay on there. Like I saw somebody that did something that was
Yeah,
like,
in the
oh,
comments,
like,
they be clowning that shit.
yeah, like, oh, like, I couldn't afford this, so I made my own, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I know they don't like stuff like that, but like any type of step into anybody with positive energy, it'll get you there. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
a
and
good
they're,
guy.
and like I said,
Really,
and
really
they're
great
people. You just
guy.
gotta get in
Yeah.
front of them. Like,
Especially Calvador. Calvador is an amazing human.
Guys, Mike, shout out to Calvador, bro. It's my guy.
yeah, you were on there a minute ago, like early. early-ish, and like, how long has On the Radar been going? Not
About 2 years.
Yeah, like
Okay.
2
Wow,
years,
I
yeah.
did not know that.
yeah.
It seems like On the Radar has just been around forever. Like, I don't know why, but learning that it's 2 years old, I'm like, whoa, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, Gabe has been working on music for like 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah. But just I don't remember like when I heard about it or what. Yeah, I think you just start seeing the clips all the time, and then it just becomes this whole like,
And that's how I want ours to be.
yeah, like you
Yeah,
feel like
just
you're
see
not
the
on
clips
until
and you're
you've been
Just
on
see
the
the
radar.
clips
I
and
mean,
then
yeah,
it's
there's
like,
people.
whoa.
I've already had a bunch of people hit me up like, "Yo, get me on these." Like, they're sending me your post talking about, "Yo, get me on this." I'm like, all right,
That's really
I'll make a
crazy.
call. I know the guy who runs it. It's all good.
But rap rotations, it'll be free until probably the 30th episode gets posted.
Why did you just get fixated on like that number episode?
Because I think it'll take us, by the time 30 are posted, that'll be from now until today, whatever today is. What day is it? 7, 8, or 10?
So you
10.
started like a new rap rotations page?
No, I had it already. It's the
You
10th,
had it
right?
already. So are
It's
you
like
like
3 weeks from
running
now.
any kind of like type of like ads to like project the Instagram page, or just projecting it based
Not
off
yet.
of?
I'm going to
For
go
the
with,
post and collaboration.
well, we're going to shoot however many we shoot from now until July 10th. And then starting on July 10th, when the 30th one is posted and all those other ones are in the backlog, it will be like $50. You know what I mean? Then it'll
Yeah,
be,
something chill.
you know what I mean? Then it'll be $100, and then it'll be 150, and then 250, and then probably 350, 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500,
And are you basing
2,000,
this like
2,500.
off of like when the page gets a certain amount of followers, or like
No,
when
no.
the clips start doing well? Like, what are you
Both.
gonna base
Followers,
it off
clips start doing well, and it's contingent on getting larger artists on it as well.
of? Yeah, because like, what if you get a big artist on, but like you still don't have a lot of
Correct.
followers? You're gonna start
Correct.
charging more money.
Correct.
Mm.
So one of the thoughts too that I was thinking of is on that same wavelength is just that we could definitely take the in the field anywhere we want to go.
Yeah, in the field is remote.
And I
Yeah.
think that's the one that
That's
we're going to
actually
be
kind
able
of
to
cool
get
though, because then
some
like
good
they'll all
artists
look a little
in.
bit
All we
different.
need is
Yeah.
all we need is a field. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we
Like,
just need some more nature. Yeah.
bring us to some nature, and we'll get it done.
We'll do
you
it
know?
across the street from the Exxon, right in a little
Yeah.
freaking wherever. We got some trees.
In the field
Facts.
across from a gas station is crazy. Like I
You
can
don't know
see a
what's
viral
you
clip
don't know
of
what's
that.
happening outside of that.
Yeah, facts.
Right, it'll be a viral clip of just like,
It'll be
bro, homie
Dunkin'
was in
Donuts,
the
right?
field, and then it'll be like somebody in like their
Shit, in the
Honda
field can end up
shooting it.
being in people's hoods for all we know.
Huh?
I mean,
You
that's
know?
kind of that's sort of the play
They got
with it.
fields in the hood.
It's like the whole
No,
like
but that's what
That's what they call it.
like in the
like
field.
that's like the
I'm in the field,
Wow,
like-
I get it now.
Yeah,
Catching plays like the
yes.
combine.
Let's not steer it towards going to the hoods.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Steve is like, let's
in the
just
field
keep it
though,
real,
that is
you
like I
know.
like that in the field has less of besides that like play on it. It like rap rotations is rap. Like I wouldn't expect you on rap rotations, but in the field can be flexible enough where
Yeah.
it's like we can have a law, we can have a different style artist. Like we could do a country artist on in the
You
field.
know what I
That
think
would be
that
dope.
we need another platform, kind of like just like as an artist, another like Genius, like where like
The
a
lyric-
sit down,
like a budget version of Genius.
On Thursday at 10 o'clock, I have somebody coming in, and they're gonna come in at
Okay.
for 12 to 1:30. That's when you're gonna be here. He'll be here already with my man Fame. I think you might have met him once
oh
or
like
twice.
Fame, like okay,
Yes, Fame
Yeah.
is gonna do like interview style
Yeah.
thing for rap rotations under another name.
yeah, okay.
So we
word.
could do some type of lyric breakdown with that, but I want him talking to the artist.
yeah, make him the host. Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, like I
Like,
remember
like,
like
oh,
just
who am I
seeing
here
people's
with?
lyric videos and like or Genius videos and like
Yeah.
wanting one.
no, that's definitely yeah.
So
Word,
you guys
I like
like
that.
explain what your song is about, like any type of like platform that allows an artist
I
to
think
show
that's
their
what we're gonna have 'em do.
personality. Because I
That'd
feel
be
like that's also why Trash Mag does so good. Is like the clips are really based off of your personality
Yeah.
and what you
Mhm.
say.
Carnival games with bar breakdowns, but we can't call it bar breakdown because my man Los Remy calls his that.
Yeah, I've
So I
definitely
can
heard
ask
bar
him if he
breakdown.
minds, but I'd rather come up with another name.
Yeah, but yeah, we
Mm.
can get that going ASAP. That's
But
easy.
that's a fire name. But he's got one
Bar
in his
breakdown?
studio, and we're
The
gonna have to
lyric
visit his
lockup?
studio soon.
No, why would you lock up something? I'm trying to understand. Lockdown, the lyric lockdown. I just like alliteration. We know this. Ah, he's ruminating. We don't hate lyric lock either up or down.
Nah, I don't hate the what is it, alliteration you said?
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
'Cause you can't use bars. Lyrics makes it more better for singer songwriters too. Like,
Lyric lines.
wait a minute. This is good. Bro, the logo, you can have like the L's, but like it's all like a line. You can have a clean ass logo with that. Lines and lyrics? No.
What if we did like what you want to know? It would be fire. It would be a little bit
Lyric
hard
lines.
with
I
smaller
like that.
artists, but we could probably
Shout
still
out to
figure
lyric.
it out. What if we did like like we'd probably have to do it on the green screen. And this
Mhm.
may be a little bit egregious. What if we did like a Wheel of Fortune with the artist's own lyrics and like put their own lyrics on the Wheel of
How is
Fortune
Wheel of Fortune
and
played? Like when you spin it, and then what is like?
and
what
then
would
you
it
get a
be?
letter, you know what I mean? And then
Okay.
you or you like
You're trying
however
to figure out the phrase,
and
so
they
you
have to figure
try
out their
figure out your
own lyrics.
That's actually
That
so
would be
fire because
hilarious.
okay, the only other thing that does that or something similar, there's like a magazine where they do kind of where like
That would be funny.
I forgot what it's called, but like they'll like say lyrics and you have to think of a song and they end up giving you your own lyrics of like oh yeah, like think of
Yeah.
your own song. That shit.
And then there's
fire
a
though.
guy on TikTok that walks up to rappers and he's like, "Oh, I got some bars for you," and then he raps their own songs to them, and then he says, "I never said they were my bars."
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune shit though, I feel like it's only really gonna work with like big artists that have like
Yeah,
crazy ass discographies.
Yeah.
Like
But I feel like yes, but I
If
feel
they
like
have
it
they
would
just
be.
need enough
They need
music.
enough
I feel like
They
it would
can't
be
have 3
funny.
songs. They
Like,
can't have 3 songs. They need enough
Right.
where it, like
I
you
think
know
it
what
would
could be
just be
too cool,
funny.
like cool too is if you did that and then like again like if it's like bigger artists like they kind of do something like Jimmy Fallon, and then you get like a fan and you try to see who can figure out the lyrics faster. Like you are the person that like rocks with your shit. It's like
that would be dope. Yeah, if you
it's
can
like
get a
imagine your
fan of
fans,
the person.
they're figuring out
Yeah,
your bars
you'd need
faster
a
than
bigger
you.
artist. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
Yeah.
definitely need big artists.
Dang, major labels hit us up,
Facts.
bro. We got ideas over here for y'all, but we don't got the artists. What do you mean? Come on.
But yeah, that would be a fun idea.
yeah, definitely it's gonna be fun.
Wheel of
Expanding the rap
Fortune.
rotations.
He retired the other day.
Oh,
The Wheel of Fortune guy after like 42 years.
really?
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Wow. Well, it's our
Thanks
time
for
to
your
shine. It's a
service.
sign. It's our time.
I'm-
Film
okay.
Factory closed right when Wave Chain Studio opened.
That is wild.
Wheel of Fortune shut. The host left right when rap rotations. Wheel of Lyrics opens up.
Lyric lines. No, it's not
Lyric
sticking.
Wheel.
It's gonna be hard to think of something on the spot.
Yeah, we're
A
just
lyric-
sitting here.
I like
3
lyric
minutes of all of
lockdown.
us.
Just like,
Because like lockdown makes you
what
think
will
of
the name
breakdown,
be?
but like it's not the same thing as breakdown. Like
we could do something like where we play off like a lock where it's like after they say like a bar, it like get like an animation or something. Like
think better.
it gets locked. Like
We're
something
trying
like
to be
that.
slick about it over here. I need some nicotine right now. Give it to me.
I think that
On
would
the
definitely help
pod,
me
he's
think
just
better.
like,
I
yo,
mean,
let's go.
I definitely
make your
wasn't
vape?
planning on it, but then
This is
Then I pulled out
we
the
just
geek
gotta
bar.
talk.
looked to my
There's
right
something-
and see, and
when
then
we're
I
talking,
really
the camera's
smelled
on
it more
us,
than anything.
so it's not on them. So we just gotta talk while they.
I think I just decided to be dead silent so that we just see
And it cuts
fucking-
to the wide, and it's just look.
I don't
it's
mind.
just he's
The
like, I
one
don't
clip
it
of
is what it
Steve where
is.
at the end it cuts to all 4 of our faces,
I can't wait
and
till
it's
the
just a
next
shot of
episodes.
Steve just.
It is what it is. I'm
I
not
really
doing
can't wait till the
anything
next
wrong here.
episodes where
The
you can
one
just
clip
like
you posted
start a
today, it was
count.
like the 4 squares and
The one
fix
square-
the 1 second where I'm
It's all 4
Like,
of us
come
just
on,
sitting,
like,
and
what the
Steve's
fuck?
is just
I'm calling it a Steve vape clip is gonna be the first
a
viral
Steve
clip.
compilation of just.
Something
The
with him
comments
hitting the
just be
vape.
like,
Somebody's gonna comment
why
and
is
be
there
like,
a random
bro.
dude just hitting a fucking vape in the corner?
There's one. It's like the first episode. You're talking for like 2 minutes, so it's just on you guys, and Steve's dead ass just.
Get a nice buzz in.
Nah, yeah, damn. This is a very all over the place episode.
Yeah, I'm like, we're talking about like visuals and
We
music.
should
and
talk about that tour and rap rotations day. Since
10:58 on a
get
Monday.
the-
I'm at my absolute
yeah.
worst.
That's the ideal. Yeah, this is late for us. That's the. But yeah, that day like the shooting the rap the two rare content, then to the rap rotations. That in my head was like the ideal of like what we're building, where everything it's like a machine functioning from you're coordinating everything. Me and Steve are able to operate together and film. We're bounced right from that to the rap rotations, from Steve shooting, me editing them simultaneously.
systems, man. But I also feel like that's something that's like very important too, is that like people will see you being able to release so much shit and then kind of feel like, and it comes out of nowhere and it's just like, oh my God, like, and then people, it's like the comparison will come in of like, whoa, like, well, why can't I do that? But it's like, that also took months and months and months of like,
I think the editing
pristine-
facility is really what separates a lot of it from the rest.
Mm.
The fact that the editing is in the same spot done at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's unique
Fast
to the
turnaround.
facility.
Yeah, and then, I mean, yeah, and then it's just, like you said, building a system that functions to make it work, because if we were just trying every day, should we film the podcast today? Should we film some rap rotations? It doesn't
Yeah, like, you know
like,
what
creating a
days. It's the
system.
fact that, yeah, like you
Tuesday or
built the
Thursday,
system.
12 to 1:30. That's the next one.
Yep, and
Trying
then
to
it
get at
just
least 5 people done.
rolls
I'll
in.
let
You have somebody coming?
I
Yeah,
can
someone for
I can
1:30.
have somebody
6,
come. So
7.
there you go.
Yeah, so
Dang, yeah, you guys have like 3 people that are like hitting people up
2
and
famous
like
bringing 2 people.
word. Dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna do some this Tuesday actually, because Vina's coming here for
Oh,
an
nice.
editing session, so I think she's gonna bring artists too. So
Oh yeah.
But I feel like that's also like a good like content point for like any like creatives and like just if you're trying to create a lot of content is like when you do build a system, it becomes like one task. So, like I gotta get this number like today. I gotta get this many people. I only have to hit up this many people. Like for me, I'm always like, "All right, I have to just post 3 videos today." Like whenever I'm thinking like, dude, I gotta film this and I gotta edit that, like it becomes so overwhelming that it's just like you're not trying to do all that. So it's like if you set the system up, then it's just you can create a little focus. And then
Plug
it's
and
like if you
play.
just do something little every day, and then especially if you team up with people who are doing the same thing, like maybe just you doing 2 things every day isn't good, but when you're with 5 other people who are also getting those 2 things, it's like, look what can happen.
yeah, you build systems with people that want to do it, and you're able to do these things. You're able to consistently keep it up, because that's another thing. People don't build systems, and they just try to start something without a system built, and then they run into the first setback or the first
Yep.
things like wall, and they stop posting. They don't keep it up, but build the systems for however long it takes, because then when it launches, it's able to launch and run.
And sustain,
It's
yeah.
not scrambling to figure out how do we do this. It's already been coordinated and planned, and
I always feel like it's more valuable when like you plan. Like any like I feel like I'm just such like a when I'm doing something, it's like I gotta put it out there and like talk about it, but it's just like if you really do just take the time to just like plan and get everything together when you do launch something, it's just like the stress is so much less.
let me ask, because I think we all kind of have different. I think we're similar and you guys are similar in how you operate, like your daily schedule as a creative or doing this field. Because like we function very differently, and like
Y'all are
we
like
function.
yin and yang
That's what I'm
over
saying.
here.
We
But it's
function the
the
same, and you
perfect
guys,
business
because
match, I
you
feel
two are
like.
two people I know to be successful alongside like doing this, and you both clock out at. You go home 6 o'clock every day, and you go like I would say whatever time you clock out. But I know you're not up all night
Yeah, no.
cranking out. So that's something I'm always curious about is people's process and how they balance, like how you balance everything. Is it just tight schedule, or is it from years of doing it? And
Years of doing it, I would say it boils down to just because I don't know. I choose to. There's 2 choices. You can do the 5 to 9, or you can do the 9 to 5. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And I used to do the 5 to 9, like 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. You know what I mean? Now I
Mhm.
like the five
the other,
9 to
yeah, the
5. You
Yeah,
other.
know what I
that
mean?
that life was not for me.
Yeah, I did it, for many years, but I don't know. For me, I just I don't have any care in the world to be up at 2 in the morning. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I think every single person is like different, but I feel like you have to make a schedule based off of like your individual productivity. Like there are people that are just naturally more creative and just up at
Yeah.
night. So it's gonna make sense for you to get a bulk of your things done in those time. Like I feel like for I don't know, like it depends. Like sometimes I be creative at night, like it's a spur, but I know like in general, I prefer like waking up early and I'm like, I know if I do that, I can't be up too late. But I feel like I think honestly just having priorities, like I actually like to have less time to do shit than like all the time in the world because like I feel like that's why like working a job like you at least for me like I went the most viral working 45, 50 hours a week because those couple hours that I had after work there was no bullshit. If I didn't get those TikToks filmed, like that's what it was. Versus like when you start to become successful, now you have all day to do it. It's like now the content's even worse because it's like you're procrastinating it, you had all day. So I feel like if you just have a system of like actually knowing your priorities, like it doesn't really take as long as you think. And I feel like it's more valuable to be able to just even if you take an hour, like I've learned that I prefer the quality. Meaning like I used to be the person that was like, I'll stay up late to do it and get it done. But it's like I feel like if I'm gonna film something and it's like late at night, I'll literally ask myself, like, bro, would this be better if I film this like another day? Cause like now I know when I have more energy, and I feel like that's more beneficial because it's like you could create it around your best energy and then you're gonna get your best work out of that.
I feel sick to my stomach if I wake up later than like 8.
No,
Like I'll
dead
wake up
ass,
and like
bro.
I'll feel
Yeah. Unless I'm like actually
not
like
right,
sick.
you know,
See,
like
yeah,
He
something just
said
feels
not right.
backwards, like, and then the whole day I'm angry
yeah. See, I
because.
have
That part,
But
bro.
I think
Waking up
also too,
angry.
like
Yeah.
what you do, like you would honestly prefer to be in complete and utter silence and
yeah,
lockdown.
yeah. See, that's
So night makes
that's
Whereas
more
like
that's
sense.
why
Yeah.
for
most of the majority of the people that I work with on a high level also live the 9 to 5 because family, work,
Yeah.
yeah,
family and kids is tied to having success in music. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that are successful are just older people that just have a family,
They're like
wife, kids.
regular
Like,
ass people. Yeah.
you know, so they don't want to hear from you at 9 o'clock at night. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because their wife's gonna yell at
I
them if
mean,
they
yeah,
stay on the phone
that's
that night.
one
You
big
know?
reason as to why like editing, because I know I work the best when there's no distractions, and I'm very like, not even a distraction, just a text from anybody saying whatever, my friend asking me something, just like we'll set off just
Yeah.
the flow and like
I mean, he knows. Like, you know, even today, you know, I was distracting you quite a bit about those rep rotations drops. You know,
and yeah, and it's just
I'm very distracting during the 9 to
that's
5.
just
You know
what,
what
but
I
Yeah.
that's
mean? But
like
that's
But
that's
that's
how.
probably why you like the nighttime.
but see
Yeah.
that's
Right.
why like yeah, if there
Because
is
I
like
know he was
stuff
trying to edit, and I was like, "Yo, you want to run into the
You
other room and like go on?"
going in there.
But it's like that's for me. That's
yeah,
the
it's
time that like you have to be available
yeah.
to do whatever. Whereas like I couldn't imagine like having to edit and have to do that at the
Stop
same
during. Yeah.
time.
You
You
Yeah, but
definitely
know?
that's
can't.
why I find the best editing sessions are the late night ones, and
Yeah,
then it's
where nobody can
finding the
bother you.
balance between, and I guess like learning the schedule. That's why I asked both of you because I'm
Yeah.
very interested in it because I struggle like daily with the balance of like everyone. I'll talk to my friends and they're like, "Wow, it's so cool that like you are your own boss, that because you have all this free time." But it almost feels like as soon as I became my own boss, I have no free time because the second I don't have something to do, I'm like, all right, let me go edit this or let me go work
Yeah.
on this. And then a couple years later, I find myself, I don't really hang out with my friends. I'm in the group chat, seeing them make plans all the time, and I'm not doing it. And it's like, it would be nice to build that schedule where, like, yeah, I can, maybe on Sundays, I can clock out and do something outside to see my family. And I just have constant back and forth with it.
No, no, I think it would for you. I think the only way it would work is if you went from one extreme to the next, and because I don't think that you would be able to function in an office like this, much less the way that we're gonna do this, if you had to edit during 9 to 5 business hours. I think the only way you'd be able to get that done is if you went the opposite extreme and became a 4 a.m. riser and had like 4 to 9.
Yeah.
You know what
Honestly.
I
Yeah.
mean?
If you were
Like
one of those
if you were
hyper
like
Mm.
4 to 5
early
Yeah.
gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
dead
five
ass.
to eight
That's literally my
editing, you know what I
dad.
mean? Like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
think that's the only way that I see you clocking out at 5 o'clock and taking Sundays off is
Yeah, it's swapping it to
if
the
you're ripping the early mornings instead. And that's just be
Yeah.
or the other way is to hire a team of editors
yeah, and then build it.
turn
Yeah,
into a personnel manager.
yeah.
But you've
Yeah.
also expressed to me in the past that you have no interest
Yeah. You
in
don't want to do
stopping the
that.
creative process. You know what I mean? So then you'll be stuck like this forever.
I think if I stopped, like, I like the idea of, yeah, like overseeing that, but I know if I stopped doing the creative, it wouldn't be long before I lost interest in like the passion I had to make sure the quality of this is good, make
It's
sure the
because you're
quality everything
doing it.
is
Yeah.
because I care about it. As soon as I feel
Yeah.
like I'm delegating, I'll almost whatever becomes what fills my time that I now have will trump that. So it's
Yeah.
like I do this because I enjoy doing it, but I think that's good. I also like the extremes, which probably isn't really healthy, where stay up for 24 hours,
Yeah. I was
but
gonna
then sleep
say.
for 18 hours. So it's like, or 2 days I'm just up nonstop working, but then I'm MIA for a
I
day.
feel like yeah, like
And
the
then
nurse schedule, like like the
Yeah.
graveyard people who have like
yeah.
3 days on, 2 days off,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. But I feel like
That's kind of where I
because
find my life right now. Like and it's not my choice. It's just work, work, work. And then it's like, well, I guess we're taking today off because I
Do you
can't
feel
open
like
my
that's
eyes.
counterproductive in the long run?
No, I don't. Honest, I don't because it's gotten me where I am. I think
Where are you? You're not. You don't do that.
you're somewhere. You're close
You're
to it.
You're like more like the 2 a.m.er.
See
You
what
know
I
what I
found
mean? Like
now.
and then
You're where I am a
you'll
year ago. If you stay on this, you'll be right there with me. You'll be cuddling on the couch. 5 a.m. Logan's gonna come in.
Yes.
I like being up late because you don't have to like might be a personal preference, but I hate traffic for one. I hate having to go out and drive like 20 minutes when it's a
See,
5 minute, and that's specific to New Jersey. That's not everywhere, but being able to like right now, we could just drive to wherever and there'd be no traffic
yeah.
if we
Yeah,
needed
just
to.
getting
Like
there with the
that,
flow.
that I really enjoy about
That's
being a
one
late
thing
night
I didn't
person.
even know I enjoyed because I never run into traffic. I never have a problem with New Jersey traffic
Now
ever
you
because
get
I realize, oh, I operate on the weirdest time. Like I'm driving not the times when people drive. So then
Yeah.
people talk to me complaining about traffic, and I'm like, I don't think Jersey has traffic.
Yeah, I
Well,
sat
I
in an
just be
hour of
driving
traffic
at
today going to New York.
say I can't tell you the last time.
I feel like you could get a schedule like that, like he was saying, like I just like randomly thought about it, but I feel like you wouldn't be able to shoot. You would have to just be a full blown editor because I feel like shoots happen during the day.
yeah.
That it's like if you are still on set, you're gonna have to have
Yeah.
something during the day where you have to be
You know,
available.
that's the problem that every single popular videographer that I've ever met
Yeah, because
runs
the
into the
schedule.
problem
How do you find
where
that?
they are shooting 27 out of 30 days and now have
When do
27
they?
projects to edit.
You've
We were
had.
just talking
I've
about
we were
seen
that.
you
We
in,
were
just
in
just
talking.
talking
full
about
blown
that.
stress mode of that. Of like literally, you're just booked, 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 and I'm just like, huh. And then all of a sudden, you're just like, I have like 15 videos open, and then I'm just like, so I couldn't get a date in because you were shooting, and now I can't get a date in because you're editing. Okay, like, what did you think was gonna happen? Cool.
Yeah, I don't
Yikes.
know if yeah, me and Steve were just talking about this. It just seems to be yeah, figuring out the
Do you have like a cap of like
remembering.
how many? Like I feel like you guys as a company should have a number of like if you all have 10 open videos, you will not shoot another video. Like there should be some
I
type of
agree, and I
system.
think we're finally at a place that we could start developing that. But like I would say, up until like this last year, there wasn't enough influx of work that wasn't a thought. So I've built this
You guys are gonna
habit
be
of
like the
just
dentist office where they're like, we can't book you for like 2 months because it's
yeah.
just like
What's gonna? I feel like all
someone's.
doctors and dentists, everything healthcare right now is like a schedule is like a couple months out. Like you can't get into a doctor for like
But I feel like it's because they have something on the inside where it's just like because it's so booked, your next availability isn't until then. So it's like
yeah.
if there was someone who was like strictly in charge of like seeing when you guys edit things, when things are done, and like when things get scheduled, that scheduling person would be able to say, okay, like technically speaking, on a calendar, like if the client were to see it, they'd go, well, why can't I get this day? And they'd go, oh, well, we know that they have this many videos open, so
Yeah.
they're not going to
I
be
mean,
available to shoot
I feel
these
like we were
days.
just talking about this. I mean, Wave
Yeah.
Change definitely does need a non-creative person. I think that's the
Yeah.
next person
A
we
good
bring into the
admin
team. The
person.
next
Yeah.
person we bring into the team, I think, would be a non-creative person to do exactly that. Just objectively look at it and then, no, you guys can't do more videos. These have to get done before you guys do these and just kind of regulate that. Because I mean, I definitely yeah, there is no regulation. It's you want to shoot,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
shoot, and then it's
crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah.
but yeah, up until this point, it's been I need to take all the videos I can because I know there isn't videos. But now we're finally getting to a place, and I think going forwards after this month, because I'm not really booking right now. I think coming out of like this month of setting up all the platforms, the podcast, once we're comfortable with it, going back into really booking, I think it is more. It's like, all right,
Let me know when you're about to start booking because I'm trying to do my visuals for the album first before like I don't even want to deal with that. Like that's if you're already in like a no booking phase,
I mean,
let's do the
probably
album and then start booking. So I'm like, yeah.
the word. All right. I mean, yeah, we're booking like if I know the person. I'm not really answering people like artists that we
Like a
haven't.
new clientele.
Yeah, just for like this month while we set up all these platforms. Because I've already had to refund a handful of people and send videos
Big
late. So
shout out to you for just refunding people. You're the
yeah,
only
I
guy I
mean,
know that you'll be telling me a
I'm quick.
story.
Like, I mean,
You're like, yeah, I just sent him their money
we've
back. I'm
talked
like,
about
oh,
it like before in the podcast that like the videographers are very known for late videos, all
and
that stuff.
just
And like I
jacking your
can't like,
shit.
and I've done it before, and there's artists right now that have gotten late videos. But I do my best to try to make up for it, whether it is refunding half, they get a late video, or refunding the full thing. And
But to be honest, I'd be more willing to book with you again, even if the shit was like just because like you did the good business of like sending the money back. Cause then it's like, well, at least you're like a fair person.
yeah, I mean, I forget what the point of this was. Or a tangent off of.
I just ran into a situation where somebody sent me a deposit. I finished the video already, and then they had something really serious come up and asked me like 3 days ago for the money back. I was like, dude, take it.
Oh
Because
wow.
like,
Yeah.
what's more important?
Yeah, that's
Somebody's
wow.
livelihood or a music video?
Dang. I mean, but as an artist though, I know that like that must have been really bad to have to ask for the money back.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that sucks, dude. And then it's like you still got like the video. It's like, wow, that's really nice.
Trying to break the stigma of the videographers being like
But
Stingy.
that's a stigma in the whole
late
industry
stingy.
of just like it's like no one wants to like help each other, and then it's just like people aren't like just real humans. Like I feel like that's like one of the biggest like realizations of like just the industry in general is like when you start going to like these big buildings and the big offices and it's just fucking people. Like you said, of just families. Like when you start getting on the Zoom calls and you're hearing kids in the background and you're like, oh, you're just like a dad? Like you just have like a kid and like it's just like they're just regular ass people with jobs and it like breaks that stigma and then it becomes more of like a human connection than just like this
I don't know
weird
what's crazy on
steel
that
business
tangent.
thing.
What's crazy to think about
Hmm.
is that there is no relevant work experience required to get a job at a record label.
Okay, you want to talk about something really weird that I've been thinking about for the longest time? Is that the music industry is a billion-dollar industry, right? But it's one of the most non-regulated industries. Like any other industry where you can make that much money, if you're gonna be a lawyer, if you're gonna be a doctor, like which they don't even make that much money, you have to be barred. You have to pass, get certifications. Like in the music industry, anybody can just go print a fake plaque and then just start like operating business and potentially making millions of dollars. Like even in acting, they have like unions of like how many hours, somebody can be on set. In the music industry, the way the contracts work, because they're normally like work for hire, you could have an artist in the studio for like 18 hours and there's no work labor laws. It's just, oh, this is work for hire. But like an actress can't be on set all day with no food. Like there's like the music industry has like literally nothing.
I think it's also, if unless I'm wrong, one of the like the newer industries. I feel like the film industry was around long before the music industry.
Yeah, it
I
was.
mean,
Um,
it's the
it's
50
one of
years of
the
hip hop was what, like that last
yeah,
year or this
just yeah,
year?
well, yeah. I was just
That
about
is
to
true.
beat
Yeah,
you
it's
for
not
that.
that
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Hollywood
only
is a
and
it's
yeah,
been around for a minute.
like the music industry. I was gonna say yeah. I think is and that's probably why I wouldn't be surprised if there's. I mean, we were saying I don't know if we were saying you were talking about it off the podcast about record labels going away over the next like in the next coming years. Yeah, I don't think it was in the podcast. I think we were just talking about it. We were filming the rap rotation with somebody, but how like
Somebody literally
re
just
like
asked me if I'd be interested in a label deal, and then I was thinking about that, and I was like, "Bro, but like, for what? Like, why? Like, it's."
Funding.
that's what it
Well,
is.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
funding now.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
way
all
I
it
Yeah.
see
is.
it.
but I'd
It's
prefer a
like, and
distribution
I don't
deal over
see
that.
anything
It's
wrong
the
with
same
a
thing.
label deal, but it's just knowing that most label deals are funding, and it's not.
That's the only thing they
That's
bring.
not what it should because
The
they
only
don't.
thing that they have that you as the artist can't buy from somebody else is like Jimmy Fallon
Mhm.
and a bank loan. But it's not even really a bank loan because you don't have to pay it back. It's free money. You could sign a record label deal for $500,000 tomorrow and change your name and
And be just free and clear, and they just write that shit off on their taxes, and it's
yep.
no big deal. Like,
I mean, yeah, and I could think of a couple artists that sign deals and then just aren't artists anymore.
it's just crazy too, because it's like, I think as artists, like, I wish that there was like some type of like education, which is kind of why I wanted to start this platform, right? About like self
That's what we're
funding, right?
trying to form here.
If
Go
you
on Logan's
really
Instagram if you need education in the music
Yeah,
industry.
Right.
honestly, like, you know who I'd love to bring on here? A fucking like a loan dude. Because I feel like if you were to put up an industry standard record deal up to just like you starting an LLC and then like applying for a business loan and the interest rates and understanding if like you own more of your music and you really own like if you really put them up to get like it makes like that is the only thing that I feel like would make the world understand that like music industry contracts are just like rape. Like it's just terrible when you really put it next to here's the traditional way that if I started a pizza business, this is how I would get my business off the ground. But if I want to do music, I have to go this arbitrary route where I'm going to be forced to sign these contracts to take money that just make no sense at all. Why is it only like this for music? And again, the laws, the boundaries and the regulations. Like if you're doing that with a business, then there's other regulations for how you can use that money. Like there's none of that in the music industry.
No, I agree with some of that. I think that your experience is very negatively skewed due to things
Yes.
that don't have to be discussed. You have the opportunity to negotiate any contract that you sign. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I
right.
think that a lot of people that while that conversation, a lot of people have that one, but most people don't say that part. That I mean, I've been in the middle of 40 plus deals and I've never ever been in the middle of one that at some point they say, did you look over this with a lawyer?
Mhm.
So I think that there's definitely people out there that that do those type of bad deals, but with a proper lawyer, you really can't get taken advantage of, unless it's a blue house situation. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like, it's not necessarily about like being taken
And then
advantage
on
of,
the
but
loan
just
thing too
yeah,
is
like the
that
actual logistics of like what's
the
a smarter investment.
I would still go with the record label, because at the end of the day, if you got hit by a car tomorrow, you'd still owe the bank the money, and the bank wouldn't not come after you. The record label won't even ask you for it.
Mhm.
There's no liability to it. You just won't make money off that music.
Right.
So it's less risk,
Okay.
because if you're successful, then you earn enough money to void out all of the bad stuff. And if you don't make enough money to void out all the bad stuff, it doesn't matter if you owned it or not,
Yeah.
because you weren't going to make the money anyway.
But
I
it's
think
like
that the bank loan too, to build on that, I think that that also comes with a monthly payment that
mhm.
even if and then on top of that, in music, 99 out of 100 artists fail.
Yeah.
Whether you
It
invest
needs
the
to be the
money or
right
not.
situation, yeah,
So
before you
I
were to
always
do
tell
that.
artists, don't take out a bank loan for your music. That's honestly, not to just contradict what you said, but that's
Mhm.
honestly one of the worst ideas that I tell people, because you're legally putting yourself on the line for this money for something that you have no control over the success of it. Even with the best marketer in the world, there's nothing that I can do or anybody can do to make him like a song.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
I
what the
think like
success is
it's the
based on.
same like system though that like the people in the business world do of like if they take money from a bank, they put it in an LLC so they're not liable. If that business fails, they bankrupt the LLC, they do
But
it
somebody
again.
still loses though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
Like,
feel like you could I mean again, like it's probably not you shouldn't, but it's like in the music industry you still could take that same approach of like trying to take the risk out of it and like again, like, I think that like that situation the same way that like any artist shouldn't just be getting a record deal. Any artist should not just be taking out all this money
right.
to put in your career. I feel like it'd have to make sense. Like, but like for artists, like the artists that are being offered deals are probably making money monthly where they could pay some type of payment. You don't think so? They just but then that goes
It's the
back to my
potential
theory of
that
I'm like, well, why are you handing like all this money to people that
I also think
like
the
why
money in the record label's definition. So in our definition, $50,000, that's a lot of money. In their
mhm.
definition, $50,000 is like $500.
Yeah, that's
You know
nothing.
what I mean? So for them, it's just a lot subjectively. Um, I don't know. I think that at the end of the day, you'd be surprised at how little, because think about it, right? Streams, 4,500 per million,
Hmm.
right? A hot artist gets a million a month. A hot
Yeah.
artist, it's $4,500 a month.
Yeah.
That's, you know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
can't
You're
well,
not getting
yeah.
paid for features when you're only getting a million streams a month. You're not getting
Yeah.
booked for shows, but you have to travel to go to these platforms. You have to pay videographers. You have to pay photographers. You're losing money.
Hmm.
And when you sign for that 50,000 and you give some money to your mom, pay back the people that invested in you to get you where you need to go, the friends and family rounds that you did, you're
Hmm.
left with nothing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I would say that the only people that I would recommend bank loan for would be people that are already making $10,000+ a month profit from their endeavors,
Yeah.
that are looking at maybe signing $1 million to $1.5 million deal, where instead maybe they could use their $10,000 a month revenue to get a $500,000 business line of credit and
Mhm.
keep 100% of their royalties. But if you're somebody that, is struggling to put $500 together to pay for your next video, then you should take whatever the hell somebody offers you, so long as you're not implicating yourself and you get your lawyer, because the lawyer gets paid out of the deal. So the lawyer will
Yeah,
work
they
for
want you to
free,
get more money.
so the lawyer makes sure that, at least the ones that I use, they get paid out of the contract, but not out of your advance, out of a separate legal fund.
Mhm.
And it's in there. I mean, if you get fucked over, that's not good for them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's in their best interest to make sure that you're well taken care of.
so why if 9 out of 10 artists fail and they aren't profitable, why do like these labels throw so much money at so much in our like you said,
I will
it's
tell you off camera, but
okay.
Oh,
I can't record that answer. But I can tell you the exact reason why.
Interesting.
is it a
Okay.
tax thing?
No.
You can't
Interesting.
leave the pod hanging with
You're
the
gonna have to sign up
tea?
for the Patreon to get
No,
non
I can't. You'll have to see me in person and hope I'm in a good mood for that information.
Dang, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
because
That
I
was so
just
suspenseful. I was like, "Wait,
because
what?
yeah, I look
Why?"
at like all these labels, like these random artists that you'll see them sign whatever small deal for whatever, on like these rap pages, and it's just yeah, that's like a lot of money again, not for these labels that are generating them.
Also, it takes way longer to pop an artist off right now than it did even 2 years ago. It takes 18 months. You know what I mean, to get somebody to the point of
I have a question for you. This is kind of a side tangent. You mentioned we were briefly talking about it, like the days of like. Do you think the days of like the mega star is over? Being that it's
Oh yeah, we were
like
talking
there's
about
so
this.
many like not micro influencers, but like before there was only so Justin Bieber's, there was only so many celebrities you
Like,
could see, but now with
yeah,
social media, everybody has a million followers on
everyone has
TikTok.
their
Like
own
you're a
like,
celebrity in
yeah.
a sense of like a million. Having a million on Instagram 5 years ago would be like you were a famous person.
But it's
So
because everyone had the same systems of like finding information out that now that your algorithm is so custom to you, like back in, 2010 or whatever, everyone knew who Justin Bieber was because we all had to listen to the radio. But now that everyone has their own custom playlist, again, you can have all these massive artists that are like selling out shows, but these people, like other people, have no idea who they are because it's just like everything is so like that's where like the subscription model comes in. If you really just subscribe to what you really want to
yeah, like
see,
my favorite artist ever, none of you guys, you might know because of like being in the scene, but nobody I know knows of him, and like I see what his streaming numbers are, a couple million a month, and it's like
Who is
it's
this?
seventy-four
Mike
million
Stud.
Yeah.
streams for an album.
Everybody knows who that is.
Yeah,
Anybody that says they don't know Mike Stud is just trying to seem like they were
I
not
I never knew him.
lame at one
um,
point.
74
Because
million
Mike
album
Stud used to be
streams?
a cringe rapper, but now he's like making a totally different type of music.
yeah, and it's just interesting. So like I wonder if the days of
Were
like
you
the
a Mike
Drake
Stud fan when he was making like the high school
these
girl rap?
days was lit.
Yeah.
Bad Decisions, pretty
He
good.
said pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, I was also that exact age. I was a little younger than that exact age range. But like,
But yeah, I think to answer your question though, I would definitely say that what she said is pretty valid. I think that everything is just really customized now, and I think on top of that, the days of having a mega star and just like how just one genre, I think it's just mutating. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like Morgan Wallen is exactly what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
mhm,
But to her point, it's still like there's still some people that
yeah,
don't know who
it's
that
still
is.
yeah,
I think that you have to just do a lot more now, and it can't just be related to your field. Like you have to, you know, unfortunately, like for example, right, and this is horrible, right? But why do so many people know who Chris Brown is?
Right. Controversy,
You know
there's
what I
more to
mean?
it.
Like
word.
why does everybody know who that is? It's not because,
He's
a
unbelievably
lot of people know who he
talented.
is because of his amazing
Yeah,
music.
yeah, makes
But the
sense.
reason
Yeah,
why my father knows who he is not because of his songs.
Yeah.
You
makes
know?
sense. Yeah, because it's definitely
Why do people know OJ Simpson? It wasn't because he was the best football
yeah. I
player.
wouldn't know him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the people that are really up there, nowadays are up there
yeah,
like Andrew Tate. You know
It's
what I
always been
mean?
like that.
Like
I've always
Donald
like
Trump. You know what I mean? Like these guys that whether
you
there's
gotta take it
people that
beyond the
love him
music.
and hate him,
Yeah.
It's just I feel like the megastar is no longer
yeah. I
is
get what
no
you're saying.
longer
Okay,
just tied
okay,
to
I get what you're
music.
saying now. Yeah,
Like
it's like just
before
an
it was
entity.
only
It's just yeah,
movie and actors. That was it because that was the only forms of entertainment.
that
Now
Mhm.
makes sense.
there's all
Yeah,
these other ways to get in front of people where there's, you could argue that guy Jacob is more famous than a lot of the artists that we deal
true.
with.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah, and it's definitely different where I feel like back, maybe I'm wrong, but like back whenever, um, you had to be like mega big to actually make a career out of it versus now, you could have if you have 10,000 real fans, you can make a living off of being whatever your thing is, music,
Yeah, you could
whatever.
really make a
You have
living being a
10,000
nobody.
versus like,
Being
yeah,
a flop,
it's
that's crazy. Like it's like somebody else could be looking at you saying that you're flopping and you could be paying your
I
bills
mean,
with
just
music.
think
Like
about this, right? 1,000 fans a year, $100 in purchases a year is $100,000. That's a
yeah.
concert ticket. That's a bunch of streams. That's a piece of merch. And that's $100. Concert
Yeah.
ticket and a merch bundle,
Literally.
I mean,
on
yeah,
one
they're not
tour.
there.
Now
Or
you got
like,
$100,000.
kind of going along with
2,000
that.
fans, 200.
How do you feel about the subscription model for artists? So
I
like
hate it.
to like pay
I hate
pay
it.
$5 a
Oh,
month.
I fucking hate it.
Why do you hate it? Because I personally, from like just a viewpoint, and like I think it's smart for an artist, up and coming artist, because like we were saying, a fan a day. If you get a fan a day to pay you
Of
$5, like
course.
sign up for it. You get
But
1,000 fans, you're
do you
making
want to know the
5 grand a
problem
month.
with that? And
And yeah, I'm very curious
here's
because
the
I
problem.
think it's a good idea. So
It
I'm
is. You
curious
want to
about
know
the
why
idea.
you think it's a good idea though? Why do you
Why?
think it's a good idea?
Because you need less amount of people to generate.
Beyond that, think bigger picture. Because you're in the industry.
Mhm.
the 23-year-old college student in Tulsa, Oklahoma that pays $9.99 for Apple Music is
Yeah.
not gonna pay you $5 a month.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I also say it from a sense of I pay Mike Stud
But you're in the
$6. I'm
industry.
in the industry, but just as a fan of him, I pay for it because I want more of
Right.
his music.
You're in the industry.
You think that? You
I
think
feel like
Yes.
that plays?
Yeah.
Because
We're
your
not
mind is
streamers.
I
your
don't-
mind is
These
open.
17-year-olds are paying these
The
streamers.
mind is open to that, right? When you go on the stream, it's known
They have to give
donation,
money, right, okay.
You know, I'm
But I think-
supporting this person.
Yeah.
The
but I
person
think
that
it's-
doesn't know anything just knows Apple Music, and then what the fuck is this?
Yeah, but
even
this
this
is- but the
Patreon?
point-
What is
But
this?
the whole point is they don't need the random nobodies. They only need 1,000 of their real fans
True.
to listen to them.
That's true.
True.
Versus they're not going to get the person like that to listen to them on streaming.
But that's what's going to be the difference between them being a really known artist, right? Is 'cause
Right.
they're negating that person, but they're
And-
going to make a living because they're super concentrated about who they're going after.
Yeah, and depending on how you push it, I think I agree that if you can get across to the person's mind, the fan of you, that they're helping you directly. Like I like the idea that I get to listen to Mike's music because, and I get to fund him directly. My mom donates directly to dog shelters because she knows this money's
Right.
going. I see these dogs is going to them. So if
Right.
you as an artist can get that across, I think that becoming a new trend is what's going to start eliminating the record
I hope
labels.
not.
Because you can, because your fans can directly become your label. They can fund you. If we have X amount of fans, we have this much
I
money.
love
to-
that. I hope it's not. I would love to get there. I hope it's not in the vehicle of
But it does-
fans paying the subscription. I've also seen over the past 5 years probably 30 different like friends and acquaintances take a stab at that business model and try
Yeah.
and start a version of that.
Yeah,
And it's just crashed and burned.
I don't
every
think.
time.
Yeah, I think it's very particular because it
What
requires
platform does he use?
a random grouped or something. He doesn't even.
Grouped.
I've never. Yeah,
Grouped.
I think he just started using group. He might have
Grouped.
just started his own. I think he just launched an app actually. But yeah, I don't think everyone could do it because again, do have to directly convince
Yeah.
someone.
I think it's just also there's different types of fans. And
100%.
and this is and we're talking out of the music industry. And it's very hard to visualize the world outside of the industry once you're in it, because once you know how it operates, it's hard to look at it the other way. And it's hard to forget that you know how it operates. So let's pretend that you don't even know how a song gets on Spotify. Like take your knowledge all the way,
Yeah.
because that's what the kid
My
in
mom.
Oklahoma, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? When they're in a situation like that, I don't know. I think that like there are some fans, like C Dot is an artist that has a lot of those fans. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That would go the extra mile to support him.
Yeah.
But you will not get to the top like that because
Yeah.
there aren't enough people
It's going to be too
that will
culty.
like no
too
like
cult
boom
fan
right.
base.
Like I cannot think of an instance in which I would pay for another man's t-shirt.
100%.
And I don't know why I think about it like that. I don't know why those are the words that I use, but like I'm never paying for another man's t-shirt because I know too much about how much the t-shirt costs versus how much they're selling it for, and I'm not going to partake in that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
But then why do you wear
personally.
like name brands?
Because it's just simple. I like the way it looks.
Because I'm like, yeah, because I have that same mentality, but like
I would if I seen a sweatsuit that I liked from a brand like that, then yeah, you know, a smaller brand I would do it. But for me, it's just like I'm just not big on like I don't know if it's a narcissism thing, you know, which I can fully, you know,
He's like, I'll
understand
admit.
and you know what I mean, that I suffer from, if you call it
But
suffering.
I feel like if you're identifying it, then it's
yeah,
not truly
you know, I
narcissistic.
don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't because of that, like I've never bought a concert ticket, never will
Mhm.
pay to go see you. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, what am I
Yeah,
doing
but
that for?
it's
you know?
not for everyone. The
And it was
same-
before,
Yikes.
even before I did
But he
this, I
sells
still
concert
had that
tickets.
mentality. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And but the point here was that even at a concert, there's people that come pay $20 to listen to you while they drink, and there's people that pay $20 to come like obsess over you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah,
those
and I think-
fans that like those type of fans outside of music industry people will super support you, but there's hundreds of people per state that are
But-
willing to do that, not tens of thousands that
I
are
don't-
willing to stream.
I don't think it needs to be, in my opinion, I don't think it needs to be either or. For
True.
like, if you can balance both, like I think again, just using Mike as a good example, that I know like he doesn't only release on them.
Right.
He releases publicly, but then you can access more for those super fans.
Right.
And like you said, like there's different types of fans.
And he's the pioneer of the
Yeah.
super fan, you know.
Yeah.
Like those high school girls that I'm talking
Oh, yeah,
about, that's exactly what I'm talking about, was like that
Yeah.
period in time is what pioneered that type of fan.
Yeah. But the way I see it, like it's like using the subscription. So we'll use CDOT. Let's say he has 1,000, what you said, of core fans that'll go the extra mile. If he gets, he's not gonna go to the next level with that. But if in theory, if they're all paying him $5 to support him and get
Right.
extra stuff, now he has $5,000 a month that he can now leverage to then grow to then go to a label.
I
and
guess
pitch
I
it
think I got a good way to put
and
this, right?
use it as like a funding from the fans. To then,
Definitely. And I think that he could. But
I'm not
this
saying him
is
specifically, just using
this
him.
is always, no, of course. This is always the problem that I run into, and I finally found a way to put it into different words, right? There's two types of people on this planet. There's people that see a celebrity and go, "Oh, he's really cool," and there's people that see a celebrity and scream and go crazy. And that difference in people is what determines whether or not somebody would spend $5 a month on you.
Mhm.
The person on the left that just goes, "Oh yeah, that's cool," that, you know,
Yeah,
that
they're just gonna
person's
listen to
not
your
doing
song.
that. You know what I mean?
100%.
This person is doing that. But I would honestly go as far to say that there's that I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Word. No, yeah, it's just, I don't I don't know. I think it's just about finding, and kind of like what we talked about in the first episode, finding the thing and then sticking to it, whether it is
Exactly.
doing the subscription or finding a way to balance it. Because in my opinion, I think it is a good way to give back to fans that do want to support you and do.
I think there is a good amount of people, like other creatives, that want to support I think that there's a decent sized ecosystem of that. I guess to refine my answer, what I would really say is that I hate when people switch to that exclusively and
Yeah, when it's
actually
too
get
hard
it in
of a-
their
Yeah,
minds
no,
and
yeah.
think that, like, you know, Johnny, 5,000 followers, you actually think that you're going to get one person to pay you $5
Yeah,
a
it's
month, to the point where you're
never-
going to take your music off of platforms
Yeah.
because you're not going to put up with this industry. And it's like, bro, you have
No,
2,000
yeah, it's
fucking
Yeah.
streams this year. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
In
The
my
problem
opinion-
isn't the platforms.
no,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
in my
Like,
opinion, it should always
Yikes.
be, if you're putting something behind a paywall, it should always be extra.
yeah.
And you should never like there was a YouTube channel just recently called, I believe it was Watcher, that they announced that they were going to completely
saw
go
this,
off
yeah.
and they were going to be behind their own subscription thing, and they got destroyed.
Nelk
and
tried
they went back on it and they said, we're going to
Yeah.
do it, but it'll be extra stuff. We're going to keep
Yeah.
doing our
Nelk
stuff. Like,
tried the same thing.
Yeah,
and
you
they got
can
the same
never-
You can
reaction.
never make that. You
can
can't.
never
You just
take
can't do
away-
the extreme. You have to keep it available to everybody, but then
Yeah.
you just make it
yeah,
an
never
option.
never take away and put behind a paywall. If you want to have a paywall,
Make it an
create
addition.
something new to go behind that. Never do something for free and take, because then it's always, no matter what, it's always going to feel like, why'd you take this away from me?
Yeah.
Now I got to pay for it.
You're also never gonna, like he's saying, you're never gonna reach the second fan if you do just put everything.
Mr. Beast
behind
doesn't
a
have a paywall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is the prime example of everything, content wise.
Yeah. Just make pay for nothing.
Well, I think that's just a good place to end it, unless anybody else has any.
I was about
Anything
to
to touch
start
on?
off camera because I was like, I gotta go to bed. I was about to just.
Yeah, I was
not
gonna say
be here.
it's late for you guys. Me and Steve
Yeah,
fly
it's
back.
not fivers. So
I'm
it's-
about-
I got horse therapy tomorrow.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to, this is my last time at horse therapy. I don't
I
actually.
feel like, oh, here we go. Okay, you're
Uh,
not, you're gonna
uh,
have to. You're
I
gonna
feel
have
like I
to.
already explained this to you.
all right, hold
He's
on.
got to bring his horse to therapy.
Yeah, I have a horse
How
at
do you
home,
think Steve gets here?
and he hangs out in my room, and I gotta, bring him down because it's pretty traumatic to hang out in my room as a
He's
horse.
doing videography for a horse therapy clinic. Like, they rehabilitate
S-
horses. Don't let them trick you.
So many, because like you said that and that completely threw me off. The first thing I thought was you had a form of therapy that you, Steve, personally go to when
It's
you like pet
for
horses.
underprivileged children in Plainfield. They get the horse therapy that you're explaining.
Where and I was like,
And then he
Steve
videographers
just
it.
hangs out with horses. Like
Sometimes.
that's the thing. And then you're talking about you had a horse. So many. Okay. Wow. Yeah. That was
That's where we'll end it.
Then when you said horse therapy, I also thought you meant like you were taking some type of like horse tranquilizer.
Oh yeah.
As a
He's
form of
going
like
home.
physical
Taking the
therapy.
ketamine.
He's just going home.
Deadass. I was like, is this a code for
Steve's in a horse
ketamine?
therapy.
Like that's the first thing I thought. I was like, yo, Steve's doing ketamine and talk about it on
That's the
camera.
title.
That's
Steve's
Yeah.
doing
crazy.
ketamine. That's
Right?
episode
It's
Question
not
mark,
it.
question
Steve's doing
mark.
ketamine.
He's in the corner. He's not vaping.
Wait,
He's not
we didn't
vaping at
know.
all,
Steve's doing what?
bro.
Oh my
Okay, love
God.
that.
All right, well, we won't make it long. Thanks for watching. Come back every Monday. Like, comment, and subscribe. All links are down below. You can get the shirt, can'ttalk.net. Links down below. All our Instagrams are linked down below. Go listen to her music. If you need advice on music industry, go look at
Go ask
Logan's
this guy.
Instagram, his daily post. Come back next week. Peace.